So, hey, I am glad to be here tonight. Those are a couple of presentations that are hard to follow. Thank everyone for joining us tonight. I am going to talk about hitting your marketing targets, basic marketing for startups. I'm going back to the basics. This is a pretty fast overview, but I want to start by saying that I've been a founder of 25 years. I had a business pretty significantly for 17 and some other stuff, so 10 plus counting. And these are the tools that I went through every single time I taught a marketing class. I would just repeat this run through in my mind, and it was a good practice. So I'm hoping to give that to you tonight. So I'm Becky Rockledge. I'm director of the Entrepreneurship Center at Columbia College. If you are a student or a prospective student, please come see me in New Hall and let me get to know you. I am also a founder, 25 years, and been teaching in marketing and management classes since '99. So I consider myself a collector of experiences, my own, and then yours as well. So I love to get to talk to people, and I'm going to plug 1 Million Cups right here and say, yes, that is an excellent resource if you like to hear what other people are saying about entrepreneurship. So let's get started. What is marketing? Marketing is engaging customers and managing profitable customer relationships. I'm going to talk with my hands. It helps me move. So let's unpack that a little bit. Engaging customers, you're trying to bring them into you, trying to make them have a relationship with you. And that relationship then creates profit for you. You deliver something of value to them, and they deliver something of value back to you. And so that's what marketing is. Two goals in marketing: we can try to get new customers by promising some superior value, or we can keep and grow current customers by delivering value that exceeds and builds satisfaction for them. So two groups we can look at: new customers and current customers. So then that leads us to thinking about the idea of marketing management. What is marketing management? And it's choosing specifically target markets and building profitable relationships with them. So we're managing that relationship that we're trying to build with specific groups. And so we'll talk a minute about broad definition and then trying to funnel that down using marketing and segmentation. Two questions you want to answer: what customer group can I serve best? So that's your target market. And how can we serve them best, or what value we plan to deliver to them? So as we talk through these tools, I want you to be thinking about, what do they want? That's our question when we look through all of these tools: is what does this target group want? But why? Why do we do this? Why is it important? Because we have limited resources. I've been in this an entrepreneur, and I knew I had limited time, I had limited energy, and a lot of times, most importantly, I had limited money. And so I needed to make those as valuable and leverage them as best I could so I could maximize. That's what target marketing does. And that's where a lot of entrepreneurs sort of fall back a little, because we want to sell to whoever walks through the door. And absolutely, yes, you do. But you get more leverage when you target people. So let's look at marketing in a nutshell. This is our bullseye. This is where the hitting your marketing target comes from. You see target market right there in the middle, and then you see around that product, price, place, and promotion. And when you make decisions about those four keys, specific decisions, I give you some areas below it that we're going to break out a little bit in the next few slides. That's when you start to build value for that specific target group. So you amend and adjust your strategic decisions for that group. And that's how you maximize your returns from the group. You give them the most value, and they give you the most value back. Now we've built a relationship. And I left the outside of the bullseye on there because that is just to show you that the world is still going on, and we can't change that. It's impacting us. It's uncontrollable. The economic downturns, COVID happens, and everybody is trying to figure out, how do I survive in this market at this time? And these tools will help you be more successful even when that environment hits you. So competitors enter and leave, political environments get heated up, election years, legal things, maybe there's a law enacted that impacts you, you have to still be responsive. But that core stuff in the middle, that's what you get to choose about. So let's look about decision areas about target markets. Are you guys seeing the actual slide presentation, or can you see the notes over on the side?
No, we just see the slide presentation.
Okay. You know, these come up in different ways, and I'll tell you a little bit. There's more information on my slides, and I'll share those with everyone if you want to know more. I've given you some basics here on the slides, though. So the decisions about target market, you can break down a bigger group into smaller, more manageable, alike types of customers using some variables like geography. Most of us will have geography. You know, when I was in business, my business was a home decor and gift store in Jefferson City, Missouri. I targeted Columbia periodically. I targeted Lake of the Ozarks periodically. But I was in Jeff City. I didn't really move outside of my local area. So geography is one way that we divide the market. Demography, demographics, using the facts of people, very commonly used. My market was women, usually 25, 54 in age group. And then I even used some psychographic segmentation variables. That's things like lifestyle and personality. So for my business, it would have been people that wanted an affordable but yet stylish home decor for their house. It could be off-road bicyclists instead of just having bicycles, or a healthy eater that wants to go out to eat and get a meal on the go. Personalities being practical. That's when Sherwin-Williams came up with their paints are for practical do-it-yourselfers. And then behavioral segmentation variables. You know, I used this too because we were a gift store. Of course, the fourth quarter, Jim just mentioned your seasonality. And so occasions or the seasons. So like Christmas, that's gift giving time. Soup sold more in winter than other times. So those are ways that you can segment. Behavioral also can relate to the ways that your customers behave with your product or your brand. And so if they're users, and that's how we can target our heavy users or brand loyal individuals. So let's do an example real quick. Or cleaning companies target people who don't want to clean, right? I mean, that's our thing. It's pretty broad though. People who don't want to clean. To get strategic, they get more specific. And so here's some options of some target markets they might choose to target: current customers and try to sell them more services. They could target working moms and dads, right? We don't have time to clean our house. We could target stay-at-home parents with busy lifestyles, or older people who find it hard to keep their home clean, business owners who need their office cleaned or apartments that they own cleaned. So many more. We could do this all day. You just got to think about, how do I break that bigger group down into smaller groups, and which one of those groups is going to be profitable for me to target? So I told you in our bullseye, we were going to start breaking down those 4 Ps. Now these are the topics that every time I taught the class, I would go back to these topics and I'd be like, okay, for my target market or markets, you can have more than one. What did I need to do with my physical good or service? How did I need to change that? For my cleaning, for older customers, maybe I realized that they have allergies to or sensitivities to odors. So I use low odor cleaners, or focus on the high and low areas because they can't bend and reach the same. And so that may be a way that I amend what I offer for that target group. Features are things that you might add to your product. Features in cars are things like, or I guess accessories in cars are things like windows and door locks and stuff like that. But you can add those to your products too. And so you have to think, will that be important? Again, what does my target group want? And then quality levels, high or low quality levels. we might lower the quality level because that could mean that's all they want is a little lower quality level, but I can charge a better price. So that might be a decision I make. Branding, of course, is important. We've seen it throughout every presentation tonight, I think. And instructions, how do I use your product? And maybe that's important for you to bring to this new target group. Packaging is another way. That's that my cleaning company. Do I have to bring a van? Do they need to have white on? What do I need to do in order to target this group with what they want? Providing guarantees and installations are also ways you can be strategic with your product decisions. And I created this as a checklist. If you get the slides, you can just print it and use it. It's just a jog your idea of like, what can I think about that as a strategic option? Place then is about how you move your product through to the target customer. And so it's a little more behind the scenes stuff, you know, direct or indirect channels means, do I produce it myself? Can I produce it myself, or should I not produce it myself? We see that maybe we use Etsy as our selling platform. We see a lot more direct selling done in those sorts of platforms. Indirect channels would be like using middlemen. So maybe I go out and find some stores or restaurants or locations that will let me sell my product there. And so that would be a middleman sort of thing. And what we want to know is what service levels do our customers want? So that would help you decide how many places do I need to have my product or service available? How many locations of stores or food trucks or pop-up shops do I need to provide? How much transportation and storage do I need to have as a business? Because that will help me serve my customers. They're willing to wait. I can maybe not store it and order it more just in time so that I can serve them. All strategic decisions, but it comes back to what do they want? Decisions about price then. All of these things we're building. We generally start with product. We're going to get to price. Prices, of course, all of these decisions have impacts on our price. Can we maximize? Will this customer group let us take all that we can get? Maximization. Maybe they have something in their mind that's a value point. And so customer value is where we need to be. Or maybe we just can't mess with the whole status quo in the market, matching competition. So all decisions that you need to make. Price level over time then means that if your offering is brand new and there's a lot of demand, maybe you can charge a higher price. And then as you move through this decision or with this group of people or target customers, you might need to come down in price as the demand level diminishes. Prices by geography. I was in Jeff City. If I was going to provide a service out of town, I had to charge for that. So you have to consider where your customers are and if you're going to give discounts and be flexible in your pricing strategy. Finally, we end with promotions. And so generally we start with product and then we conclude in our decision making with promotions, but I want to be really careful about that because this is all very circular and iterative. A decision in place can most definitely impact your decisions in product and your decision in price. So each decision, eventually what you're trying to do is just meld it all together into a really solid strategy for that target group. What do they want? And so you want to be able to tell them in your promotions decisions, I have the right product at the right place and at the right price available for you. Things that you have to determine is what's my goal with this promotion effort? Am I just trying to get them aware of my new offering? Do I need to build interest, desire, and action? And then we use these promotion blend tools, personal sales. For my cleaning company, maybe I need to go out and do some personal sales, or maybe I can use advertising, TV, radio, things like that, publicity where I try to get local media to cover my activities or events that are important to that group. I can use digital marketing and direct marketing. That's on my cleaning company. I can see me sending out some direct marketing and trying to get people to maybe give me a little call and let me give them a quote on their cleaning. And then finally, sales promotions. How will I use coupons or end of aisle sort of things? All ways that we can use our promotions to target that group that is important to us. So I hope I'm on time, Scott. I have no idea. I tried to start a stopwatch. Thank you, everyone, for being here. It was a really high level overview. I do have slides that have a few more notes. I'm happy to share them. Drop me an email, nothing easy about that email, and I will send you the slides.
Great. Well, Becky, we had one question from KK here. I'm going to have them email you because I think it's a little more complex. But one of the things I just wanted to ask for the group is, do you recommend doing like customer interviews to try to do some way to figure out some of this, or is that difficult to do?
Well, when I was in business, the limited time was tough. Yes, Scott, I absolutely believe talking to your customers anytime you can is important. I know it's difficult for entrepreneurs because sometimes it's our baby and it's hard to hear the tough stuff. Um, so you want somebody who's going to give you constructive criticism, but not necessarily be mean, right? But it is so important to listen to your customers. That's where a lot of your ideas will come from about what's important to them. What do they want? That's what we keep coming back to in order to be strategic.